Good morning, this is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see some light rain here at Wallops and across the region, with our temperatures still sitting in the lower 40s. We'll see that rain continuing with a slight chance, maybe even some lightning in the area as we move through the morning hours, and then gradually as we move through the afternoon, we'll start to see that rain pushing out of the area and off the coast, most likely by the time we get into the middle of the afternoon, and we'll see some clouds breaking thereafter. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We have this disturbed weather across the mid-Atlantic region this morning, and that's helping to be enhanced a bit by this weak area of low pressure just off the coast. And we have this boundary off to the west. That boundary will be pushing through as we get into the evening or overnight time frame and into tomorrow morning. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning sounding, we're seeing easterly winds near the surface this morning, becoming more west-southwesterly to westerly as we go up through the column. Seeing our peak wind today of 60 knots at 25,000 feet, and the freezing level was at 8,800 feet. A quick look at the local radar here. We can see just had a band of some more moderate showers push through the area, but still seeing showers over the local area and pretty much spread out throughout the region. It does look like we could see the rain become a bit more on and off as we get past this next batch of showers, but do expect rain to continue moving through the area for at least through the morning hours today. If we take a look at the zoomed out visible satellite with the composite radar there, we're also seeing that shower activity here coming a bit more scattered as we go into the next couple hours, but then another line of showers behind that. That line of showers should push through right around noon or an hour or two after, and then that will be the last gasp of the rain shower activity that moves through the area. Are picking up some lightning strikes to our south at this time, so again we'll see a slight chance of maybe some lightning in the area with this shower activity as it continues to push through during the morning and into the first part of the afternoon. If we look at the high resolution model, see how things are expected to play out as we move through the day. Again, similar story, seeing these showers continue to push through, maybe a brief period where they become a bit more scattered or on and off, and then that second line starts to push through as we get right around noon and noon to 1400 local, and then as we pass 1400 local, most of the activity, if not all, should be pushing off the coast, and we should start to see some breaks in the clouds, particularly as we go into the evening, becoming partly cloudy at times, and then going through the overnight time frame. We'll once again see clouds building back through, possibly even seeing some low clouds building into the area for the morning hours, and it does look like we could see a slight chance of a passing brief shower as we move just before daybreak tomorrow, but won't be too significant if that is to occur, and will be brief as mentioned. Tomorrow we'll see a slightly breezy day, but much more in the way of sunshine. Will be slightly above average for temperatures, with those temperatures falling again as we get into the afternoon and through the evening, overnight, and going into the weekend. As you see here, as we go into the weekend, overnight into Saturday, we'll see once again additional clouds building into the area ahead of another disturbance that will be approaching the region moving into the day on Saturday. Could see a slight chance of maybe some light rain, maybe even wintry mix making its way into the area prior to daybreak on Saturday, but most likely as we zoom out here, we'll see that most of that precip activity should hold off until we get during daytime hours on Saturday, more so towards the afternoon. As you can see, the model indicating some wintry mix, mainly at points well north of Wallops. Will most likely be all rain here. Can't rule out maybe a brief period of some wintry mix trying to get started, but then quickly transitioning over to all rain. But points well north of Wallops could see a bit more in the way of wintry precip than what we'll see here. That continues as we go through the evening time frame on Saturday, and we'll likely see that start to come to an end as we go into our day on Sunday. We'll see breezy, mostly cloudy conditions on Sunday, but overall things looking mainly dry. And then as we go into next week, as mentioned yesterday, still some uncertainty with the long-term forecast here, as we have seen a shift for the conditions on Monday. Models have shifted the precip activity that looked like it was going to make it into our area on Monday, push that south, so it looks like we'll be mainly dry on Monday with mostly cloudy conditions, but it does continue to show with good agreement along models that we will see some shower activity moving into the area on Tuesday, and it does look warm enough that here at Wallops we'll most likely see this activity in the form of rain as it pushes through, and once again points further north and west, possibly seeing some winter weather. But again, this is a bit far out, but it does look like we'll be on the warm sector here, seeing rain activity continue into the early morning hours of Wednesday. Some of the other models does carry on some precip as we move through the day on Wednesday, but European model looking at things drying out ahead of another disturbance that looks to push into the area as we get later in the week. So quite an active pattern as we get continue through the next several days. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, continuing with that red risk this morning for a precip as it is raining, and do expect that rain to continue, dropping down to an orange risk as we get into the afternoon, depending on the timing of that last line of showers pushing through the area. Do have a yellow risk for that, about 20% chance of seeing any lightning here locally in the area, most of it looking to the south at this time, but can't rule that out. And we do have those orange risks for some low ceilings and visibilities with that shower activity continue to push through the area. As we get into the evening, or excuse me, the afternoon, we'll see above average temperatures, expecting our high around 52 degrees. As those showers push out of the area, we'll see southwesterly winds, 9 to 14 knots, and we will see those winds start to pick up and become more gusty as those low clouds start to break, with those peak gusts up around 22 knots. So do have a yellow risk for those winds that are above 25 knots, possibly seeing a brief period of a wind advisory this afternoon if those gusts get a little bit stronger. Going into the evening, again, partly cloudy for the first part of the evening. We'll see temperatures slowly cooling down as we go through the evening and overnight, and then those clouds will build back in, moving into the early morning hours of Friday. We do start to increase those color chances for our reduced ceilings, as we do have a chance of seeing those low clouds building back into the area, ahead of picking up a yellow chance for some precip, with that slight chance of a passing light rain shower, again, mainly just before daybreak for Friday. And as we get into Friday, we'll see those clouds breaking and things becoming partly cloudy, with winds shifting more out of the northwest. Tides running normal at this time. Friday, again, partly cloudy, slightly breezy. We'll see a slight chance of maybe a wind advisory during the day on Friday as well. Overall, 54 degrees for our high, and then we'll see cooling temperatures as we go into the late afternoon and into the evening time frame, back down to chilly conditions with a low around 30 degrees, and our high for Saturday around 40 degrees. We pick up that chance of rain on Saturday. It looks to be about 70% chance of rain. Again, that continues into the evening time frame. It starts to wrap up as we move into the early morning hours of Sunday. Sunday, we'll see once again temperatures rising back up with a high around 52 degrees. Mostly cloudy conditions. We'll see breezy conditions on Sunday as well. And then once again, we'll drop back down the temperatures as we move into Monday, with a low around 30 degrees and a high around 40. Overall, mostly cloudy, and then back to unsettled weather as we move into the middle portion of the week. Does look like a good chance of seeing that rain activity in the area on Tuesday, giving it a 60% chance at this time. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions with our high temperature just around 42 degrees. Again, looking like a rain event at this time, but still could see some change in that as we approach closer to that time frame. But right now, looking warm enough for an all-rain event, and then just keeping a 20% chance for some uncertainty on Wednesday, with any possible rain lingering on. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high around 45 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your morning.